Welcome to the Performer Radio Show. Each week, we interview some of the most interesting people in the fashion and entertainment industries. Fashion and entertainment industries. Beautiful models, singers, comedians, dancers, fashion designers, actors, beauty queens, and many more. Right here on the Performer Radio Show.
Well, I don't know why. That just froze on us, right? Hey, Jen. Well, must be still some ghosts from when we had Barrett's Haunted Mansion people.
I am so
Halloween
glad
is over, though,
that
right?
Halloween is over and that Christmas trees are up and that my season's coming.
Your Christmas tree's up already?
No, outside. But don't be surprised.
Yes,
I really want it.
If you're going to Walmart or Target, the Christmas trees are up.
Personally, if I could, it was a lot to, yes.
Most normal people, they don't do it right away.
No, I
Only
want
in the
to.
stores. Oh, you want to? Well, go ahead. No one's stopping
I'm going to.
I mean, you can put it up in June if you want to.
Keep it all year round.
Yeah, actually, I know some people that actually start shopping in June and July for Christmas.
That's smart.
And they just get ahead of the whole game.
That's very smart.
Yeah, well, like with Amazon now in July, they have like Amazon Prime Day.
Yes.
You get some amazing. It's almost like Black Friday.
Good deals.
It's like the same thing almost. So people are shopping early. That's okay. If you find something you like for somebody, you buy it and you just hold on to it.
Of course.
Right? How you doing?
Doing well. Busy time of year. There's events like every single day. Lots of stuff going on. And it's like, where do you go and how do you put yourself in different positions?
I know exactly how you
feel.
We're faced with like, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you be here? We're only one.
No, and it's tough because it's a lot of friends and a lot of things going on. But I have an exciting weekend coming up. A Friday. Tomorrow I'm still working and busy. But on Friday we have an old ex-queen, Erika Ruiz. We have no family relationship, but she was one of Manny's ex-queens before me. She's the one who actually crowned me winner, and she has a modeling academy, and where her graduating class is going to receive their certificate. So that's on Friday. And then we have the Latino 30 under 30 for Edmundo on Saturday, which that is actually super.
That's a Royale, right?
Yeah, it's a super great event. Basically, you have nominees through a 6-month period of individuals that are obviously under the age of 30. They're Latinos, and these people are amazing. When I tell you, like, oh my gosh, they are students. We have had ex-astronauts, people developing medicine. These individuals are like hidden behind, the scene and in school and doing great things and work, community leaders, and they're all Latino and they're all under the age of 30, which is amazing.
That sounds like an amazing. I actually have never been able to get to that event. I know I see it. It's only been for the last 3 years. Right? They started about 3 years ago. Have you been one yet?
No. Okay, I don't compare to any of these. Like,
what do you mean you don't compare?
No.
Why
like
not?
This is what I mean. Like, you have
You've done a lot.
Effective individuals. Like, and you have people that are role models and things like that. But no,
don't sell yourself short, Jennifer. Come on.
Okay, these are amazing doctors.
I mean, I'm the president of your fan club. I'm supposed to say that. But I've seen the list. Yes, of course, some amazing people. But you do a lot for the community and everything else. Like, I mean, you're a beauty queen. You represent Massachusetts.
But no, like, this is, again, when you see, and when they'll throw out a video of like the amount of work and things, like, this is the first people, like last year they had the first congressman who represented Massachusetts, and it was this young individual. We have people that work for the mayor's office. We have individuals that develop medicine, that work, it's just the amount of work and love. Like, it's so tough, and these nominees are insane. But
you'll get there.
It's no.
You'll get,
plus,
I have faith.
Plus, I also work with El Mundo, so it's kind of like you can't get, you know what I mean? Like, nominate. Like, it's like we will open the doors. It's different events, and this is one of my good friends. That's their baby. Like I always say, the Latino Festival, Family Festival at Fenway. Yeah, that's like my baby, and that's you know what I mean. That's what my event is, and all that stuff. So this event belongs to somebody else in the team, but we always support each other, so that's super exciting.
Well, to me, you're one of the.
Thank you. So yeah, it's just a lot of events going on this week and the next.
You'd be on my 30 under 30.
Oh, thanks.
How's that? You'd be in my 5 under 30. Seriously, top 5. You're great.
Thank you.
All right, so now fan club stuff is over. We got to get back to work here.
Yes.
By the way, you look lovely tonight, and I'm going to point out to people. That's her natural look. Isn't she gorgeous?
I hate it, guys.
No, I mean, come on.
I know. So we were talking. We have a full house, by the way. Whoever, it looks like I'm alone, but literally, if I shift the camera, I have 4 people right here next to me, which I love. But I've been running around, and it's funny because I literally have. I'm going to show it. Okay. I have a wipe here, and I had lipstick everywhere, and I always tell people this is my natural look because I'm not wearing my red lipstick anymore. Have you noticed, Mike? No red lipstick.
I noticed that lately. Like I said, I like this look. It looks
Thank you.
I mean, a lot of people can't go out. A lot of people can't go out with makeup. So, it's awesome that you can look like that without the makeup and very, very beautiful natural look. And actually, we got speaking of beauty now.
Yes,
we got our guest coming up. I mean, she's been in the beauty sort of side of the industry for a long time. Former Baywatch actress, Tracy Bingham, and Playboy model. I mean, you can't get more beautiful than Playboy, I suppose.
Exactly.
Maybe, it depends on how you look at it, but yeah. So she's coming up after the break. Actually, we're not even going to take a break. We're going to actually play a video, sort of like giving her backstory, how she got into the industry. So that's coming up in just a couple minutes. Yes. And then next week, we are going back into the fashion side of things with the winners from the 2018 Boston Fashion Awards come in, get their nice little lead crystal awards and things like that. So that's coming next week, a few of them. And then the Boston Fashion Awards for 2019 is coming up on December 5th, Thursday night this time. We used to, every single year we had it on a Sunday night.
Yes.
And this year we decided, okay, we're going to mix it up a little. We've talked to people and people said, around this time of year, Sundays is kind of tough because they're kind of like, dragging their feet by Sunday.
Yes, I agree.
Everyone's like, okay, we're partied out from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I said, let's try something different. We'll try it on a Thursday night. So we tried to find the Thursday night in this season that was the least busy with things going on. There will be a Bruins game, okay, whatever. A few small minor things, but it was not too heavy. It's far enough from Thanksgiving, and still separated from Christmas. So that people aren't running around like crazy. So that's going to be that night, and it's going to be at the Terrell Room in Quincy, Mass, which is literally 3 minutes from here. So that may make it a little easier for us here at Performer. Instead of if we miss something or forget something, you just run right up
down the street.
Yeah, we might have a lot of the prep here too because we have an awful lot of models coming in and a lot of designers, so it makes it a lot easier. We have more space by doing this. So that's we're going to talk about that next week. So hopefully everyone can tune in for that next week.
Exciting.
And then we'll be announcing nominations on the 20th.
Oh wow!
That'll be a fun night. We got Bianca coming back for the Food Queen show on the 20th of November too. So a lot of stuff, like you said, a lot of stuff going on in November. So our guest, I met her almost 30 years ago at the Boston Music Awards.
Wow.
We'll talk about this.
You shouldn't have said that. That's giving away. She does not see that.
We're going to talk about that.
Was she won?
She wasn't nominated. She was there. I met her backstage. So we're going to talk about that and a whole bunch of other stuff. But first, I think we're going to do this backstory video, and so people can get to meet her that don't know who she is, but you should.
Cool.
And we'll talk right after that with Tracy Bingham. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Tracy Bingham, and I'm most known for being an actress on a show called Baywatch, model, host, and all-around entertainment person. I'm originally born and raised Cambridge, Massachusetts. I'm the youngest of 7 children, 4 boys, 3 girls, and I've always had a love and appreciation for the business of entertainment. I love the theater, I love musical theater, I love music. I love everything about this business. I took acting classes, and then I got my Screen Actors Guild card. Then I got my AFTRA card, and then I started auditioning. I got an agent, and it just happened instantly for me. Instantly when I went to California. I've done a lot of movies as just like an extra, and I really got myself acclimated to the business, and then I decided to go for it. And then I heard about some weird audition called Baywatch. It was, a bunch of bimbos running up and down the beach, saving lives. And I thought it was a stupid concept, but I thought, okay, it's work. And I heard it was somewhat of a big show. So I went in, and there was, for this audition, there was many thousands and thousands of women auditioning for this particular role. They were looking for a particular type, an ethnic female. So I went in, and then it got down to, from wherever that number was, down to 2,000. Then I got called in it was 12 people it got cut down to. Then it got cut down to 3, and I was one of the 3. I heard that someone else had gotten this role, so I thought, whatever. And I literally, got the phone call that I booked it. So once I found out that I booked Baywatch, my whole career had changed because it was real. And so suddenly it wasn't a show about bimbos. It was, you've made it. You've come out here from Cambridge, Massachusetts. You're in, Beverly Hills, and you auditioned for this and you got it. My whole life changed. So ever since then, I was working consistently in the business and doing a lot of traveling and meeting a lot of VIP people and just having a great ride in my career. So it was pretty exciting. Here I am from this small town, Cambridge, Massachusetts, and I go out to California and my whole world changed. And it changed completely in every aspect. So it's still to this day, when I think about it and talk about it, it's really exciting.
Interviewing the best talent Boston has to offer. This is the Performer Radio Show.
Welcome, Tracy Bingham. How are you, honey?
Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here.
We are excited.
So gorge.
So,
my
Tracy,
fellow Bostonians.
Right.
Did you park your car in the Harvard yard? I can't even say that anymore. Wait, where am I looking?
Just the camera's right in front of you.
Which one? Where? Hi.
There you go.
Hello. Mwah.
There we
it's like
go.
a lot of cameras around.
Yes, there are a lot of cameras in here, aren't there? It's a little overwhelming when you first walk in. So, Tracy, that interview was done by WAF a few years back.
Yes, it was.
And that's when Greg Hill was still there.
Yes. Hi, Greg. I love Greg Hill. Greg Hill Foundation.
Yes. Now he's on WEI.
Yes, he is.
Still the same. Well, actually,
the sister.
It's a sister station now, but it didn't used to be. It's kind of weird. Like about a year ago, they had kind of this mad swap of radio stations. So, the one thing that was really interesting to me in that video clip, thousands of actresses. That like thousands. People don't understand. That was like the premiere show.
Yes.
And not in the United States, in the world.
Everywhere, globally. It's just amazing.
Doesn't that blow your mind?
Well, I mean, it totally did blow my mind. It still blows my mind. When I hear the opening credits to, the Baywatch theme song, I still get the chills. I think about the whole process of, the auditioning and, just the excitement about this amazing show that was #1 highest rated show in the history, all over, and the fact that women of color booked this show.
Let's point out, you were the first woman of color to be on that show.
Yes, I was. Yay me! Yay color girl!
I know. When did you enter? The 5th season, 6th season?
Oh gosh, I entered. I don't even remember what season it was that I entered. I think it was like the 5th or 6th season.
5th or 6th season.
Yeah.
So it took them that long to realize, hey, black women are beautiful too.
Yes, women of color and men of color. I actually joined the show with Jose Solano, who is the first and only Hispanic male on the show. So it was pretty. It was very honoring, very iconic, and again, still to this day, I'm just so honored that they chose me out of all these women that they were searching for, high and low everywhere.
So how did it kind of begin? Because you gave us a little bit of the backstory, and we saw it in that clip, and where you said, you went to the audition, so that you flew out to just an audition. Did they give you a backstory of what it was? Because it was funny, you kind of started at the beginning of the interview, you were like, yeah, this was going to be kind of an idiotic show, type of thing.
Well, I mean, Baywatch was always amazing to me, but when I first went to Los Angeles, when I was living in Los Angeles, when I got this call, I was working as an actress, doing all kinds of television, theater, movies, just everything, doing the whole 9 yard. And then I got a phone call from a friend of mine saying, you need to check out the show. And I'm like, he said, you'd be perfect for it. And I thought, well, what is it? And he said, oh, it's this show called Baywatch. And, everyone's running up and down the beach and, hanging out. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like fun. I didn't really know what it was. I knew of Pamela Anderson and Hasselhoff. Yes. But then when I got into the audition and I saw that this was real, I was just blown away. And I thought, okay, I'm really going to pull all the stops and just get this, because this is a game changer. This changed my life. And it was just amazing.
Oh, good. Do you remember what they had you do in the audition? A little bit of everything?
Gosh, what they had me do in the audition was really, I've never had an audition like this before. For Baywatch, it wasn't just, you get your script, you read it, and then you perform it, and then that's it. You wait for your callback. Or you wait for the fact that you didn't get a callback.
Exactly.
Right. So I kept getting called back. And then each thing that I was getting called back for, one was a swim test. We actually had to be at the swimming pool at 4 a.m, which I wasn't prepared for, which that's a whole funny story in itself.
So you actually had to swim?
Oh, we actually had to swim for this role. If you were called back to, I think it was like the final, just a number of, maybe on one handful of girls that were called back. you had to go, and we didn't only have to swim, we had to fit into the red swimsuit. So I was given Pamela's suit.
The famous red swimsuit.
And I didn't think it would fit me, but it fit me. I mean, Pamela is just my women girl crush. She's so beautiful.
That's amazing.
But it fit me, and because I remember I was in the dressing room, I was trying it on before my swim test.
There it is right there, the famous red swimsuit.
It said Pamela Anderson written in there.
Really?
And I almost lost my reading.
You're
reading part, because I thought I'm wearing the iconic Pamela Anderson swimsuit.
There they are, right there, all of them. It's Yasmin Bleeth.
Gina Lee Nolan.
Right.
Donna Jericho, Nancy Vallon, and myself.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a fun day of photo shoots. There's like a million gazillion people just hanging out in Santa Monica beaches.
That's amazing.
To look at, us, filming. It's such an amazing acceptance into Hollywood for something huge. You go to Hollywood to hope to land something big, and some women don't ever make it. And for me, I'd only been out in Hollywood for maybe a year and a half, and then boom, there it was. So
that is pretty quick for Hollywood. Most people say you have to take like 5 to 10 years to really get established in that city.
Right.
And you did it in a year and a half. That's pretty amazing.
I did. I came out there to get it. I wasn't screwing around. I'm here, Cambridge, Massachusetts. I'm a home girl, a Cambridge girl. Went to high school with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, and Ben Carr from the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, and Patrick Ewing and Ramil Robinson, and
that's right. Patrick was from this area too.
Yes, Max Casella, who was on Doogie Howser.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I don't want to say little guy, but we were
Max's career.
We crawled through the window.
Well, I'm saying Max's career has been resurrected again.
Oh my gosh, Max is amazing.
He's on the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yes.
And a few other shows now. So good for him.
Yeah, Max and Matt Damon used to break dance.
Really?
I'll tell you a little secret about
that.
Gosh, they're really good. They used to do like poppin' and lockin'.
Speaking of music, that's where I first met you at the Boston Music Awards.
Yes.
You were there with New Kids on the Block.
Yes.
And let's say that was 1990.
Yeah.
In 1991, that relationship you had with New Kids on the Block led to you being in Marky Mark's video "Good Vibrations."
Yes.
Was that really your breakout? Was that really your breakout role as an actress?
Actually, I had auditioned for this video. What do they call it? Video house?
Music video?
Music video actress. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
I know it's family
Video
family
vixen.
show.
Video vixen.
Okay,
there you go.
Excuse me. Sorry.
That's okay.
And this was before Baywatch. Much like I got offered to do Playboy before I got offered Baywatch, and that's a whole other story. But so I thought, okay, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Well, I got this job kind of instantly, maybe because my uncle Dick Scott had something to do with it.
Okay.
He was managing with Maurice Starr.
Right. Okay.
So as we know, Mark Wahlberg was kind of the off of the New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, he was the baby.
So
Donnie was actually the member.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, of course.
Right. So Mark was just tagging along, I guess, at that point.
Yeah. Mark was just tagging.
Yeah.
He's so amazing right now. They're both very successful.
Yes.
But I booked this video, and I don't know if you have clips for this, but you wouldn't even recognize me. I'm just the video girl in there. And
no, we can't show those because of copyright violations.
Okay, I understand. Well,
Facebook is very, very.
You go on Facebook.
Yeah, you go on
Tracy
Facebook.
Bingham
Actually, go on
Mark
YouTube
Wahlberg.
and find it. There you go.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
That is
Good
hilarious.
Vibrations, Marky Mark, and the Funky Bunch.
Yes.
I'm still friends with the Funky Bunch too. So I
love the Funky Bunch. I just saw them the other day.
Did you really? Okay,
They're
cool.
all grown and sexy.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
That is
Funky
awesome.
Bunch.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. What she just said.
Yeah, I think Marky Mark should do, and the Funky Bunch should do a what is it, like a
comeback?
A comeback.
Yeah, like
or just
Mark's
be back.
still in shape. Actually, all the
Mark,
guys are in shape.
amazing.
Like I said, I saw them too recently, and they still look great.
Yes, they do.
They're still doing the music stuff, and they've been touring the world too, which is it's great seeing Boston artists like yourselves still doing amazing work.
I agree.
You know?
this is such, Beantown, as we call it, is such a great town.
So are you back in Boston, or where are you living? And how did moving out of Boston happen? Because obviously I love Boston, but for either modeling or media, things like that, people tend to leave. Are you back? Do you still consider this your home?
Well,
Tell us a little about that.
Right, Jennifer. I would always consider this it's my home. I'm born and raised in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So moving out of Boston to become, successful in this business, it was something I needed to do. It was kind of hard leaving because I was so, involved in the amazing community here for entertainment and the arts, performing arts. All the Berklee College music students. Shout out to all my friends and J.L. Lopez. Love you. But, there's so much talent here.
Yeah.
And to leave, it was hard. But I thought, I was with Maggie Inc. Were you ever, do you know?
Yeah,
Maggie?
Yes.
Yeah, and I was with Maggie when it was, I love you, Casey.
When it was
Casey.
still Maggie.
Yeah, when it was Maggie.
When it was still Maggie running it.
if you couldn't get into Maggie, to get into Maggie, it meant everything.
Everything, yeah.
So, and
still
Casey,
does, by the way.
Yeah, it
still
does.
Hasn't changed.
It does. And Casey is doing an amazing job. He's just incredible. But it was hard to leave because of friends and all of that. But when I moved, I knew it was the right thing to do for me because I wanted to kind of not go bigger, but I wanted to just expand my horizons with the business. And Boston is amazing. I think we should make Boston the new Hollywood because there's so much here.
We're working on that.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, just to plug another show, on December 4th, we've got the head of New England Studios coming in here, and also the president of SAG-AFTRA coming in here
that is
to talk about the industry.
Yes.
So, and we're going to talk about the industry specific to New England.
Absolutely.
Okay, and what's going on here and all the good stuff. So you're back in New England now.
Yes. Well, I've been back for a little bit. At first, when I decided to come back from California to Boston, it was kind of like on a sad note. The health of my mom wasn't very good. So I'm the youngest of 7, and so I decided it was the right thing to do. I kind of needed a break to come back to get my groundings, to come back home, to be with the peeps of Boston. And so I was working here doing, appearances and, autograph signings and doing a few things, but mostly to just kind of reinvent myself. Sometimes in Hollywood, when everything is so great, you need to step back a little bit and then, reinvent yourself. And then when you come back with a bam, that's what I was doing. And I just missed home and I just wanted to feel the grounds from which I came from.
So you pressed
everyone
the
wants to
reset
go
button.
home I had to press the reset button. Because LA's great, but it can be a lot. And if you're living in LA,
let's talk about the
that.
LA Boston thing. What are some of the things you loved about LA?
Some of the things I loved about LA is that, first of all, the weather. If you get the beautiful warm weather year round, the palm trees, the sights, the beaches, the amazing restaurants. Yet all that is the same thing here. But there's just something about the whole California, the West Coast thing, the hot sun, the bikini bodies and the celebrities. And there's just so much that I just really loved about it, just because I needed a break from Boston. So, I met a lot of people there. It's just a really, really exciting place to be, globally. Everyone likes to be in the sun.
I love visiting LA, but I don't think I'd really want to live there now. I think it's actually changed a little since the 90s when you were predominantly there. I think now it's a little bit rougher. I mean, of course, the taxes are higher, and there's been dry heat and all this other stuff. But I'm not talking about the conditions, but the vibe seems a little different. It seemed more romantic back then. Do you get what I'm saying?
More romantic,
in a sense, like the old Hollywood was still there.
Oh,
I think it's more. It's all about business. The studios are just churning out blockbusters. They're not like the independent film companies. They still get some creativity going on. What I'm trying to say is the creative Hollywood that we used to know, I don't think is really there anymore. I think they're all about the bottom line.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
Mike and Jennifer, I would agree to that. Even the way people dress. You see all the old Hollywood movies. Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn. Just even Marilyn Monroe. You don't see a lot of that swagger so much in LA.
I still like that word, swagger.
Yeah, swagger.
It was overused for a little while. People overused it for a little swag and things like that. But now let it come back again in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. The romanticism is gone.
The whole romantic thing about the old Hollywood, old school Hollywood look. Yet you will see it come back during the award seasons, which we're embarking on.
A little bit.
And for like the Oscars. But I just wish people could dress like that
all the time.
Everywhere. Like everywhere.
I
think it's so sexy when a man can dress up in a suit like that, or a woman in an elegant
the
gown
red
and
carpet.
pretty
the Hollywood
fascinator.
red carpet.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, so with this whole Baywatch, you had said it. This is kind of where you made it. What is some events that you still stick to? Red carpet events, or what are events that you were like, oh my gosh, I'm here, I'm big time. This is it. That you remember?
In Boston here?
No, just in your career in general when you first began.
What a great question. There's so much about this business. It's so much. It's so abundant, and it's so incredible. Yet, you do have to take a step back because it's just coming at you. You know, when you're going to California, you have to be ready because if you don't take your opportunity, you're next. There's always another Tracy Bingham.
There was always another.
Yeah. So, you know, you have to seize the moment. What is it, Carpe Diem?
Yes.
And you got to go for it and hold on to it.
Yes.
But I do love the glam.
Okay,
I do
the glam
love
and everything.
The beauty, and I love the opportunity to sit next to someone beautiful like you here back home, and Mike and everyone else, like you were saying in the room here. I love the opportunity. I love the challenge. I love making a difference. I love, you know, having to force these producers and directors to that you're so believable that they want you. Because half the time, these producers and directors don't even know what they want.
Yeah,
which is, I think, another
yeah.
reason why I may have booked Baywatch, because I went in there the opposite of what the call was. It was no makeup, hair back, tank top, jeans. I went in there completely the opposite. I went in there like the Black Pamela Anderson, and I loved it.
Oh
Yeah, speaking of which, okay, let's
You have
talk
to get
about
clever in Hollywood.
let's talk about after Baywatch. I mean, I'm assuming that you had a certain persona within the industry. We'll call it eye candy or whatever you want to call it. Were you offered any kind of roles that you thought, oh, I can sink my teeth into this one, or is it all the same? In other words, how do they treat you afterwards?
How is
Casting
it
agents.
You're saying
studios?
after Baywatch.
After Baywatch, yeah. What was like? Oh, we have Tracy Bingham would be good for this.
But you also had mentioned, and I'm sorry, you also had mentioned that you had received Playboy before. Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk about Playboy in a second, but I'm talking about acting here. But that's okay. We'll talk about. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no.
So
right.
how did that happen? Like, how like he had mentioned it? Like, did that change, or was that already there before?
You know, to answer the question properly, I believe, you know. Okay, now because I'm looking at you, I forgot what's the question again. I got thrown off.
Basically, after Baywatch was over.
Sorry. Okay, just a lot of excitement going on.
That's okay.
After Baywatch, you know, it's interesting because there's a shift, and it's, you know, you're wanted, and it's like, you know, Tracy, be here, do this. You got to get up for this call time. You got to be on time for this. You've got to remember your dialogue. It's just so much going on, and then once it's shifted, you know, people know you for who you are, and then there's just sort of, well, here's this Baywatch girl. She's no longer on the show. Well, what do we do with her now? So that's kind of like you're back in the bag where you have to kind of get creative again and figure it out. And so that's what I did. So I didn't, you know, we called it the Baywatch Bloodbath, where a lot of the cast members, I think I was on when it got up to like 14 cast members at one time.
Oh, wow.
But when they were letting people go, and this is, I think, after Pamela had left to do VIP, I had booked another show, which was competing with Pamela's show, VIP. And we actually beat out her show for a couple of weeks. And the show was called The Dream Team, and it was with Roger Moore,
Really?
Martin Sheen,
Wow.
Angie Everhart, Jeff Cake, and Ava Helena. And pretty much what it was the Charlie's Angels version. We were undercover as we were detectives undercover as supermodels, but it was fun because I got to learn how to do, you know, taekwondo, all kinds of karate, martial arts, and learn how to shoot a real gun, and
that's exciting.
That sounds like a lot of fun, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't let the fact that, you know, there's that shift where, okay, you know, I'm at home, you know, eating bonbons, twiddling my thumbs. I thought, I got to get back in there and figure out, I mean, I'm just getting started here. You know, thanks to Baywatch, they opened the doors.
Of course. And then did you keep that Baywatch look theme? And I say this because a lot of the times, once you're known as something, especially, obviously, Baywatch was so big, did people expect that just from you everywhere? Meaning that character, and you're like, were you ever trying to shift out of it, or were you like, you know what
my question was, yeah.
Right. It was sort of like, you know, the whole sex appeal of Baywatch was sort of, when you're going out for other auditions, it was sort of down the line. It was sort of, well, we want that Tracy Bingham. We want that sexy, my character's name was Jordan Tate on the show, and she was kind of a shy innocent. Well, I'm not shy and innocent anymore. I used to be in real life, but it was depending. Yeah, it depended on what audition you were going out for, depending on how you knew how to prepare for it. For instance, I'd go into an audition where it called for someone who was, you know, older woman, you know, smoking cigarettes, no makeup on, and, you know, just, you know, be really tough. I'd go into the audition looking like a Baywatch babe, and they'd think, well, this person couldn't land this role. Even though I knew I could, I just didn't know what to give the producers and the director. So I kind of had to figure out how I was going to go about booking the roles, because at the end of the day, you have to be believable and you want the role.
That reminds me of a quick story. Halle Berry.
Oh, I love Halle.
She was auditioning for Spike Lee for a movie.
Yes.
And they came in, and the casting agent said, "You're too beautiful for this role." So she went out and she went completely crazy, got all the makeup off, disheveled herself, went back in, pretending that she was actually it was a crack whore. That was the role.
Yes.
And they thought she was a real crack whore right off the street.
That's great.
And she goes, there you go. See, so don't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly.
People,
it's in there. It's in there.
Right.
You know, these producers and directors want what they want. You get your script. You get your description of the character, right? And you have to conform to that. And you have to be so good that the second you walk in the door, you've nailed it, and that you are this character, and that you want the role. And believe me, because I can do this.
What are some of the other guest starring roles that you did besides the show there that you just mentioned?
Oh gosh, I did a character on Comedy Central. I was actually playing a guy.
Oh, that's
a drag.
A drag. This is way back when, not drag. It was sort of like the whole transgender thing was it was always there. But for me, that was the first time I'd played this role. And there's a scene where I had to sort of urinate in a bush. And I thought, well, how can I do that? Because I'm a woman and I've always been a woman. So they had me do this thing where... Okay, I don't know if I can talk about this, but
it's okay. In other words, you were a woman playing a guy playing a woman.
Yeah, so I had to and so I had to urinate in the bath on the bushes. So I had to turn to the side. They gave me this water bottle, like a baby bottle filled with lemonade, and I had to turn to the side and squeeze it. And I thought, so from the camera angle, it looked like so I'm like, whatever. But again, I played the role. I did it. Right.
That is awesome. I know you. Hey, you did the job. That's all I'm.
I did the job. It was a job, Right. And then I did. I had a lot of roles on. I did 90210. I did Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, that's
awesome.
I've
done a lot. I've done pretty much the whole circuit of television shows.
Do you like comedy or drama more?
I'd have to say both. Right now, I'm looking for some serious dramatic roles. Mm-hmm. But I love comedy. There's a comedic side
you get that comic vibe to you.
Yeah, I do.
You like to have a good time. You like to laugh.
I do.
The minute you came in the door, she was laughing all the way for the past hour or so. She'd been laughing, which is great. Like to see people have a good time. So now you're in television. You've had these series, and do you want to talk to your sister there?
I'm sorry, my sister. What are we saying? Oh yeah, okay, no, right. There's Surreal Life Fame Games.
Yes,
I've done
reality
Celebrity Paranormal Project. I've done Married with Children. I've done Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I've done soap operas. I've done.
There you go.
I've done game shows. I've done reality shows. I've done Celebrity Big Brother. Yeah. I've done what is it called? Family Feuds. I've done what's the show? The Mariel show where you do the you eat the animals, the crickets.
Yeah.
Fear Factor.
Oh, you did Fear Factor?
I mean, I've done.
Yeah. And you're a vegan, right?
Yes, I'm a vegan.
How did that work out?
It worked out where I said if I have to eat an animal, I ain't doing it. So.
Well, good. Stick to your guns.
But apparently, I didn't have to. I had to be in a little tank where there's water. There's like no bigger than the circumference of myself, where this water fills up from the bottom, and inside of this tank, these rodents and rats and roaches and snakes are being filtered into this water, swimming around my body. Meanwhile, the water's filling up, and that stops with this much space to breathe.
Oh, God.
I freaked out, so I was
going to say, I think anybody
there.
would freak out.
Yes, and I was with Ron Jeremy in this tank,
and
he pissed me off. I love you, Ron Jeremy. He's one of my BFFs. Ron Jeremy is great.
Wait, that was in Fear Factor? Weren't you also on a reality show with him, too?
Oh, yeah, I was on the Surreal Life Fame Games, right. And then they asked me to come back. Mark Cronin, the producer, who is in Mindless Entertainment. And
actually, I remember that.
What is this? Oh yeah, Hell's Kitchen and Girlfriends. I've done the whole circuit of television.
Going back to the Surreal Life, I remember you were.
I won it.
Very good.
Woo-woo.
And one of your cast members was Tammy Faye Baker.
Oh my gosh,
that was interesting.
Oh my gosh, I just love Tammy Faye Baker because God rest her soul.
A lot of people don't know who that was, but she was an evangelist's wife.
Yes, Tammy Faye Mesner.
Yes.
There we go. That's the name.
Is it okay to look at you, or should I not? I'm like, it's like.
That's okay.
Like there's just beauty all around. I don't know where to look.
She's like,
if you're looking over here, you're looking in the wrong direction.
No, you're gorgeous, Mike.
Thank you. So, okay, reality shows, you've done everything as far as this industry is concerned.
I've done the circuit.
And then you get the modeling career on the other side. So you were approached by Playboy before Baywatch.
I was approached by Playboy. Hugh Hefner is an amazing man, and he is an amazing kisser. But anyway, God rest his soul too.
I love that.
And then when I booked Baywatch, the producer of Baywatch asked me, "Have I ever been offered to do such a magazine?" And I said, "Well, yeah. As a matter of fact, I did get offered." And then I was told to just kind of hold off a little bit because I think they wanted to, to develop my characters.
Right.
Well, that's what I was going to tell you. What in this field, sometimes you get amazing opportunities, but sometimes you can't grab it immediately because of that label. And then you wouldn't get labeled as an actress first. You would get labeled as a Playboy model who made it as an actress, although you might consider yourself an actress before a model.
Right.
So do you regret that, or were you like, no, this is what I want to do?
Well, I was honored to be considered, beautiful enough to be on Playboy, much less to star in the highest rated show, of television. So it was kind of like a toss-up. But when the producers approached me and said, we want you to do the show and just hold off on Playboy magazine, of course I said yes.
Oh, yes.
But then sort of towards the end of Baywatch, I went and did Playboy. And so I've been a part of the family ever since.
Actually, I remember the cover with a lot of the members from Baywatch on it. But you were the top. You were right on the top of that cover.
I was honored.
So it was really like you were the centerpiece of that cover that time.
Yeah, it was a fold-out cover with all the Baywatch girls. And, of course, I was on the cover, thank God, with Pamela. She's my whole, I love her, Baywatch idol. All the girls were gorgeous, but Pamela was just so... It was just so it for me. And then I had done that cover right after I did. I went to Jamaica to shoot a couple of videos for Playboy, just sensual videos. And then I was on other covers from the magazine all over the world. So there's different covers for different countries.
Yeah, there's one of the shots right there.
Yes.
There's Hef. How did you take Hef passing away? Pretty tough?
Oh, when Hef passed away, my heart, it was just so sad. I mean, this guy he was such an incredible icon, and he's done so many amazing things for people, for human mankind, he just really got women. He got the business. He knew how to make a person happy. When you would go to those Playboy Mansion parties, oh my goodness, you just never wanted to leave. And he just always made you feel like you were the only one. Like, he can have any woman he wants and, make any woman he wants a star. But he always made you feel like, you were the only one he was concerned about. And so, as you can clearly see in these pictures, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. He was just such a loving guy. And the whole stigma of him being, maybe a naughty guy, look at this gigolo. He wasn't. He was just like your best friend,
That is awesome.
So it was really sad, but I'm honored to say that he thought I was, beautiful enough to grace the covers and the inside of his magazine.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So
I did Playboy Celebrity Pictorial.
Oh.
And it was never a Playmate, which kudos to the Playmates. But I think with Celebrity, you have more creative control.
Right.
You have more money.
Right.
Of course.
Right. Because
you have more money.
You're coming from a position of strength, really.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing for you because then, you, like you said, you can be a little like, can we try this or that? And they'll be much more open to those suggestions, which is great. Otherwise, they have their own.
Sister's laughing at me.
Yes, I was going to say, her sister Jeniffer is sitting over there, too. And having.
Yes.
So now you're back in Boston, Cambridge specifically, and you're getting ready to start a world tour.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that in a little while, okay? So we're going to take a quick little break, and before we actually go to the commercials, we're going to run a video of 7 years ago. We were at the Beantown Beauties calendar release, and you met Jessica Graff that night, or she met you met her, and you were on Celebrity Big Brother. She was on Big Brother here. Actually, Celebrity Big Brother in the United
UK,
Kingdom.
Yes,
right.
It was in London.
So they had Celebrity Big Brother there long before they had it here.
Yes.
It was like 10 years difference before they. So she ended up on Big Brother and eventually won The Amazing Race, another reality show, and now she's doing her own thing out in LA and Hollywood. So, one
Amazing.
Generation to the next, and you're all in the business, and it's all beautiful. You're
Again,
all from Boston.
Talent.
All from Boston.
That's what
That's
I'm saying.
exactly what I'm saying.
It's Boston. This is the mecca.
There you go.
I'm saying we should do Bostonwood.
There you go. Boston
Right?
Wood. Okay.
And it'll
that
be
could go in a lot of
studio.
different ways. All right, so we're going to look at that video followed by commercials. Then we're going to talk about Tracy's world tour coming right up.
Oh, you know what? Tracy, come here. Tracy, get over here. This is Tracy. Tracy, what do you have to say to some of these new and upcoming models over here?
She's never new and upcoming. She's the thing. She's it. Look at her. She's a hottie. Just work it and go for it.
That's good advice right there. Now, what would you ask Tracy if you had a chance to ask her something?
How do you look so friggin' good? Like, oh my God!
We're going to take it in the bag.
I need notes.
No notes. You're beautiful. Just do your thing and go for it.
amazing. Like you can, I can't. I'm speechless.
Good.
I learned that lesson. Unfortunately, I learned that lesson.
I love you.
There you have it. Performer TV, Tony DeMarco, improvisational. We got to give it to you guys. Keep partying, keep rocking. Tune in to PerformerTV.com.
There. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Hey!
There are amazing things to discover in the forest.
Toothless, time to go! What you picking up on, bud?
It's a whole hidden world of wonders. And the perfect place to spend time with family. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
Models, singers, comedians, dancers, and so much more. This is the Performer Radio Show.
Okay, we're back. So We're back. Beautiful, cold New England. Well, it's going to be cold in a couple of days.
It's supposed to snow this
And
weekend,
you're leaving right before, right?
Yes.
You get to escape the beginning of winter in New England, or the cold season anyway.
Yes, but I love the snow.
Do you really?
I love the snow ever since I was a child.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Is that one of the pros of Boston then for you?
Yeah,
the snow?
you can make those, when you have with the nor'easterners, and you can make your igloos and the snow, and you know what I mean? And
the igloos.
Yeah, and then my mom used to put us, the Wonder Bread, the bags all over under your feet with the boots on.
Oh, yeah.
That whole thing. That's going way back.
Instant rain boots.
I love the snow. I'm not one of those people who, I don't like the freezing cold, but I love weather. I love
for me, first snow and that's it. I'm done for the whole season. Do you like to ski or any of the winter sports?
Oh, yeah, right. I love skiing.
Do you really?
No, I like to ski. I like to wear the snow bunny.
Oh, okay.
Ski, and that's...
You like the fashion part of it.
A little bit.
No, I'm not the best skier, but...
No, you're going to find me by the fire roasting marshmallows. That's all I'm going to be doing. Yeah, that's it for me.
I don't
Hot
ski.
chocolate and marshmallows. I'll be fine.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, you can stay with me at the lodge then.
Yeah,
everyone else can
cool.
go skiing. See?
The vegan marshmallows.
Vegan marshmallows. Oh,
Whole Foods.
You can't have regular marshmallows?
Well, there's gelatin in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you want me to go on
right,
about
right.
the whole what's in gelatin?
I know.
I mean, really look up what gelatin is.
Well, why don't we talk about this? Your nutrition and your beauty tips and secrets. I mean, look at you.
Well, look at you.
Well, not
Thank
me.
you.
No one's going to look at me.
You're
no,
gorgeous.
Seriously. All right. Thank you. But I don't know how to react to that because I don't hear that at all.
You know you're gorgeous.
That's okay.
Mike.
Thank you. So, what would you say to somebody saying, okay, you got to take care of yourself. Now, what do you like to do to take care of yourself?
What I like to do to take care of myself, first of all, I love my sleep. I love to get my rest. I know that whole beauty rest thing is sort of, who does that. But I think it really helps when you drink plenty of water, you get your rest. I love my fruits and vegetables. Definitely have to get a good workout in. And stay away from animals. I'm a vegan.
You're heavily involved in PETA too, right?
Yes.
That's your philanthropy side,
yes,
right?
Spokesperson for PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, for those that don't know what it stands for. And it is a real thing. And, you know, it's really something I was into before I got into show business. But when I got on Baywatch and learned that Pamela was into PETA as well, you know, animal rights activism, I just really got into it even more. And so now it just makes sense. And I'm a pet lover, so to me it just made sense to, you know, help support the animal rights. The rights of animals mean something. We all have pets.
Of course.
You don't eat your pet.
Do you have,
some
what kind of pets do you have? Do you have any pets?
I love cats. I'm a cat person.
Okay.
I think I'm a cat woman. I think in my past
cat lady?
life I was a cat.
Your future cat lady, are you?
Yeah, and I think they should have given that role to me for Catwoman for the new Batman Catwoman instead of Zoe Kravitz, although she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I can't wait to
is.
see her. She's just amazing. In fact, her dad, Jason Momoa, was on Baywatch.
What, was he really?
He was in Baywatch Hawaii, I think, in the yellow suits.
Yeah.
He must have been really young back then.
Yes, really young.
He was like a teenager almost, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he had a nice short haircut. So now
he filled up pretty well, didn't he?
Yeah, like The Rock, too.
Yeah. I saw a picture of him recently when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
The Rock. And it was funny.
Yeah.
He was wearing the fanny pack and everything.
Yeah, funny how we changed. I don't know. I posted on my Instagram, Tracy Bingham 1, not a side-by-side. It was a top-on-top of Meghan Markle and I. And
I saw that, yeah.
It was just funny because we look like twins. I mean, she's gorgeous. We have a different look now, but when you're a kid, you kind of have that little goofy look.
Yes, you have a little bit.
Well,
yeah, I was very goofy.
She has an acting background, too.
Yes.
Would you have married a prince?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'll marry a prince. Megan, look out, because if Harry's available, no, just kidding. No, all due respect to their Royal Highness.
Our sister goes, she would marry anyone. That is hilarious. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing now. You know, with the community, with yourself, with, you know, what's going on in the life now.
What's going on in my life now is all these exciting things. I'm so happy, and I'm feeling good that I did take a little bit of a break, because now I'm going back and I will be completely unstoppable. There's so much going on in my life. There's so much more that I want to do, that I'm going to do, that I am doing, and a lot of things in the works. And so I have a real important announcement to make, that I am now doing my world tour. Is this the time to talk about my big world tour?
Let's talk. There's the first one right there.
Yes.
Now,
that is me.
Paint, Smile World Tour.
Yes.
Now, let's explain what this is now for the audience.
Well, here we go. It is my world tour for Sip and Paint. It's a Sip and Paint. It's a big party, networking for all, and everyone must come and buy their tickets, where you come in, you have your drinks, you do your sipping, and then you get to paint pictures of me. And then you do, the tickets are $55, but $75 for a little naughty sip and paint, where there's a special surprise for those that do purchase the tickets on another level of sipping and painting, if you will. So we're going to do a world tour. We're going to be starting in Los Angeles. That is this month, November 17th. And then we will be in Hawaii. We will be in Boston at the Harborside Inn. We will be in Australia. We will be in Florence, Italy. We will be, Jen, where else are we going? We're going Chicago. We're going to Germany. We're going, Chicago, absolutely. And New York, Vegas. We're going all around.
So this is, and I don't mean to compare, but this is similar to a regular paint night, but gone more rated X, more adult.
We'll say R.
Yeah, it's R. They rated R. You know, we are adults. We are. It is night in the nightclub scene. We are sipping. We're not just getting too wild and crazy, but we're doing something artistic. And I love art.
That's awesome.
And I am creative. So you buy your ticket. You come in. There's hors d'oeuvres. There's everything is comped. I mean, everything is covered in there. You get your favorite drink. You get your favorite wine. I am a wine lover. We all know that. And then there's me. And then you have me looking fabulous. And
awesome.
So it's going to be amazing. And I'm really excited about it to tour all around.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. And look, the tour cities are amazing.
Yes, I'm excited to see the world. Again.
Was Los Angeles the first choice, or was it just like, okay, we'll just do there first? Or?
Los Angeles was the first choice.
Yeah.
And then we're on that coast, so we thought, why not go over to Hawaii? But then also, of course, can't leave out my, hometown, Boston. Yeah. But to get information about these tickets, you can go to my website, www.therealtracybingham.com, or on social media for Instagram, you can do Tracy Bingham 1. You can also go to Tracy Bingham Entertainment. I have an entertainment company. And yeah, it's the Tracy's Sexy AF Sip and Paint World Tour. And I'm so excited about it.
That one's going to be at the Harborside Inn.
Music, sexy, naughty, fun, people networking, dancing, music. You can't miss this.
Right.
You've got to check it out and buy your tickets.
That's December 12th, so you're going to be back for Christmas then?
Absolutely. And it's
Good.
a perfect way to spend the holidays,
That's
you know?
amazing.
We all
that's
look
not bad.
festive and like to celebrate. UK, Spain, South Korea, Dubai.
Actually,
where all my fans are, we're going. Please buy your tickets.
I noticed that while you're going to be in Hawaii, you're going to do a little extra too. Let's see that one right here. Look at that.
Yes.
You're going to have a bikini contest.
Yes.
For Siren Swimwear, right?
Yes, Siren Swimwear. They're amazing. You got to go out and get your swimwear from them. But we're going to be doing, I'm doing a paint and sip event there as well in Hawaii. In addition to this amazing bikini contest in Hawaii, you just enter for $25. The winner can win a cash prize of $1,000. And we want to see the hot girls and their hot bikinis and this hot weather with hot people. And it's Hawaii. It's
while we're freezing in Boston with cold weather and everything. I can just picture you now sitting there under the palm trees with a pineapple flavored rum drink.
Of course. And I've done a ton of bikini contests in my life.
Yeah.
I used to make a living
judging you were a circuit girl. That's what they call a circuit girl.
Yes, I was a circuit girl bikini contest winner. I made about, I don't know, what is it, like $43,000 in one month.
That is amazing.
From nightclubs around Boston. It was just by applause.
This was in Boston?
Yes, in Boston.
You made $43,000 in 1 month in Boston.
Doing the bikini contest circuit.
Yes.
This I never knew about.
Yeah, and
I know they have the bikini circuits in Miami and Vegas and LA, and I just never knew it was in Boston.
Yeah, I used to sneak out at night, and beforehand I'd make my own bikinis.
Really?
I mean, some of the ways it was based on it.
Okay, now we're in the fashion stuff here.
Yes.
Why have we not seen a fashion line? Tracy Bingham bikinis.
You will see a fashion line. You will be seeing a lot coming from me, a lot of branding, a lot of marketing.
So we get an exclusive here,
folks. What I was saying. So apart from this world tour, do you see yourself shifting anywhere else along those lines? Because not only now you've done television, you've done modeling, and a lot of times these things just naturally connect. You being in the world of fashion, being the glamour world, just connects you to being a stylist. Like I consider you a stylist. You know how to dress yourself.
You're so sweet.
So what do you see? What do you see yourself doing apart from that? Do you want to touch into the fashion industry or anything like that in the future?
Absolutely. I see myself doing it all. A lot of branding, a lot of marketing. I call myself Blartha, as in the Black Martha Stewart. So that's what I call myself. I make my bikinis. I love home decor. I've made, I've done I've done homes, I've done clothing, I've done dresses. My style is, it's pretty different. I can't wait for the world to see it. And I'm so honored to say that I am friends with Michael Costello, who's a celebrity stylist to the likes of like Lady Gaga and Beyonce. So I'm dying to get to work with him again. He's just amazing. And I knew Michael Costello before he was Michael Costello, and I always knew this guy
even
had
better.
talent. Yeah.
Geez, if you were here, I would have loved you if you come to the Boston Fashion Awards.
Yeah, why wasn't? Yeah.
Why wasn't I didn't consult you beforehand. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm here. It may not be for long, but I'm here.
Okay. Well,
so
I'm just saying.
You can invite me to everything.
Well, yeah,
because I support Boston.
Yeah. Well, actually, we have one for the summer. You'd be perfect for.
Yes.
Swim Boston. Swim Boston. We'll invite you to that next year.
I would love that.
Okay,
I've posted a lot of things as well. Yes, I'm there.
You're there.
Anything
Good.
for you, darling.
Thank you very much.
Now, before anything, I always ask this question because we have a lot of viewers who are kind of getting started. Look up to a lot of you guys here that we bring that have, made it, have been in Hollywood, are in Hollywood, and come from right here. Now, how did everything start? Did you know you wanted to do this when you were younger? Going way back when you were little. How was this? Because we have a lot of viewers that are like, hey, I'll never make it, or I don't know what to do, or this is not, or did this come in the older years? When did this dream of yours kind of pick up?
Great question. I've always wanted to be a part of the entertainment business since I was out of the womb, I would say. And my mom had seven children. I'm the youngest of seven.
And now, out of all of them, are you the only actress or in this field, or are they all part of this media and communications field?
Well, I think, out of all of my siblings, I am the only one who's, gotten involved into the entertainment. My sister, when you get to know her, Jeniffer, she's a ham. I swear she should be She's looking at me like I'm crazy, but you know, those that know my sister Jenna know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I was the one. I was the baby of the family. I'm the baby of the family, and so I used to do sing in the church choir. Not much of a singer, but I can fake it. And I've done commercials, I've done theater, and I used to watch.
And then where did you start it all? Did it start? Did you take classes? Did you take courses?
I took classes, and you know, I learned and I studied the craft. I think my advice to anyone who's interested in getting involved in this business, you have to be serious, and you have to learn the tools of the trade, and you got to go for it. You've got to be strong. You've got to believe in yourself. Never take no for an answer, and you get on your marks and you nail them, and you keep pushing. A dream is something that you want to achieve, so you never give up on it. It's a feeling. It's something in your gut that you won't rest until you see it through, and that's just exactly what I did.
I'm going to open up some of the questions right here. We got a question right here.
Oh, questions! Yay!
Yeah, from online. What was more challenging, being an actress or reality TV personality? I'm going to add one more to that. Or a model. What's more challenging, an actress, reality TV personality, or a model? What's more challenging?
I would say what's more challenging from being an actress or being a model or being a reality TV star is, I definitely think for me it would be modeling. I mean, you can't really help your height. And when I started getting into modeling, you had to be like 5'10", and you had to be super, super skinny.
Different runway.
And long.
Yeah.
And long. And yeah. I'm not. I mean, I have a bikini body. I have boobs. I have butt.
Glamour model. That's what they call a glamour model these days.
Yeah. My sister says I'm not knock-kneed. Am I knock? Okay. Oh, and non-knock-kneed.
Sisters will be sisters.
Yeah. So I was told, you can't do this. You can't do catwalk because you're too
short. Much. It ends up being a little bit too much. I feel like that's what people think about, and you're like, what? Like, a lot of people go, oh, you're perfect. You're like, yeah, but I don't fit into this box.
Exactly.
And I think with modeling, and I completely understand, it's the box, because a lot of people, a little bit of the background, like, they tell you this is what we're looking for, and if you don't fit into this, goodbye. Where
exactly.
I feel like with acting, you were able to adapt a little bit.
Exactly. You can be more of yourself. It's more accepted. You're a mound of clay. You're being molded. You can mold yourself. Which is where my niche was. I was told you're too short, you can't model, but bikini models, there's no height requirement. No. You just have to have a good fit body. And then as far as reality TV show, well, that's the easy part for me, because you can really shine your personality. You can, and I think the more you shine of your personality, the more funnier it is, or the more dramatic it is, and that's what we watch television for.
Right? But yeah, you definitely have that.
Want to see you at your finest.
Yes, you have that. Like, this is me, folks. Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Right.
And I've learned to just, take it or leave it. I'm like, hey, you love me or you don't love me, but I'm not stopping.
Yeah, that's something you have to face when you're in the public eye, right?
Exactly.
You have to accept that some people are not going to like you, some people are going to love you.
Right. And so
that's it. You can't worry about the people that don't like you.
Exactly. And so my motto is, you can either get on my train or get off my train, but it ain't stopping, so you choose.
Chuck Lorre had a very famous TV producer when he was doing 2.5 Men. There was the last show of the series, and somebody told him once, half the people are going to love you, half the people are going to hate you. He walked out, the crowd was cheering. He goes, there's half the people. The ones that were in the room were the half the people that loved him.
Love it.
You see? So you just stick around the people. Yeah, you stick around the people that love you and just forget about the ones that don't.
I agree. And just never give up, especially in Hollywood. Right. There's going to be so many no's, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then you get that one yes, and you're just like, yes, I did it. So suddenly all those no's doesn't mean anything, because you're
just wiped away from your memory,
exactly.
Right? Because you get to celebrate the victories in your life. That's because when you go back, like when you reminisce, most people like to think the positive things that happen to them. The negative is just like it kind of disappears, unless it was extremely negative. But they like to look at things from a positive perspective.
And honestly, I think when it comes down to it, a lot of the times you think you want to do something because that's what it is. Where it's like with runway, of course, like I never made the height requirement for runway. And then finally I got booked because the designer, was like, hey, no, she's my model.
You
doesn't matter the height.
Exactly
and
what they were looking for.
I hated runway. It wasn't like, and I was like, wow, I fought all this time and this is not for me. So I think definitely stick to that.
Exactly.
So for people out there, where can they find you? Where, anyone, what's your social media? Yeah. What's your website so that people can find you?
Okay, to find me, Tracy Bingham, you can go to my website at, I have to do the www. therealtracybingham.com. You can find me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Tracy Bingham, Instagram, Tracy Bingham 1, like numerical 1, and on Twitter, it's Tracy Bingham, and on Snapchat as well. You can also find me on Tracy Bingham Entertainment on Instagram. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
And don't forget,
to stay
folks,
and come to my Sip and
there
Paint
you go.
events.
Sip, Paint, and
Check
Smile
the venues,
World
buy your
Tour.
tickets, and go. We will have a blast.
Absolutely.
Lots of goodies and excitement going on. I'm so excited.
There you go. Tracy, thank you very much for
Thank
dropping
you
by.
so much.
It was a pleasure. You really brightened up the room here.
Yes.
And I can't wait for you to come back from your world tour and maybe grace one of our shows again in the future.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm giving out some free passes.
Oh, really?
For my Sit and Paint.
There you go. Folks, pay
For everyone
attention.
in the room.
Oh.
Radio and television.
Oh, boy. There we go. Crazy.
awesome.
Thank you very much for coming. Next week, folks, the Boston Fashion Awards winners, and stay warm.
Yes.
everyone.
Thank
Good
you
night.
so much. Good night.
Mwah. Love you.